Hey guys, welcome to another episode of lilmRNA. Today's topic is the predator and prey relationship, and our example is the lion and the gazelle. Lions hunt gazelles to survive as they are their food source. Lions and gazelles live in the same habitat, namely the savanna. A savanna is a mixed woodland grassland ecosystem characterized by the trees such as acacias or baobabs being sufficiently widely spaced so that the canopy does not close. The open canopy allows sufficient light to reach the ground to support an unbroken herbaceous layer consisting primarily of grasses. The grasses and shrubs are drought-resistant due to moderate precipitation during the wet season and very little precipitation during the dry season and high to very high arid temperatures. The savanna is home to a wide variety of animals, including herbivores such as zebras, gazelles, or antelopes, and carnivores such as cheetahs, hyenas, and lions, but also eagles, rhinos, and water buffalo.
So let's get into the biotic factors and abiotic factors. First, with the gazelle. So they have no or little competition for food because they developed a unique feeding habit which allows them to be in a different food niche than their normal competitors. During dry season, there's less plant growth, which means there's less food, which leads to a reduced number of gazelles. During the wet season, breeding peaks because there's a lot of food and resources available. And another biotic factor is the far, flat, grassy lands, which leads to an early visibility of potential predators, and they also live in herds. Abiotic factors are water and rainfall, which is important for drinking, and they are camouflaged due to the color of their fur, which is matching to their surroundings. And let's get to the abiotic and biotic factors of lions. First, the biotic factors. Acacia trees serve as shade. Also, lions and hyenas occupy the similar ecological niche, so they are competitors. Steal cheetahs and leopards' kills and kill their cubs. Trees and bushes help hide when hunting. And prey such as gazelles exist as their food. And also far flat grassy lands are helping them to spot prey because this leads to good visibility. Abiotic factors. Rocks and caves for sleeping is very important. Mud is important too to protect a lion's skin from sun damage and help to cool them down. And also water is important for hydration.
Lions feed off of other animals such as gazelles, zebras, and buffaloes as they are carnivores. Therefore, their population density and growth depends on their prey's population density and growth. When the gazelle's population is high, the lion's food source is in abundance and leads to a greater population growth of the lions, which means that more lions feed off of more gazelles. This leads to a decreasing population density of gazelles since they now have a higher mortality rate than birth rate. Additionally, when their population density is high, resources become scarce and food becomes a limiting factor, which leads to a decrease in population density. Since the lion's food source is not in abundance anymore, its population density decreases as well, since now its own food source is becoming a limiting factor. While the gazelles are not hunted as much anymore due to the decreased lion population, they have time to regenerate and increase their population density, starting a cycle anew. This is the third equation of Lotka-Volterra, which says that after a strong decrease, the prey recovers first and predator follows. These periodic fluctuations of this cycle are also visible in the first equation of the Lotka-Volterra model. Here it becomes clear as well that the lion's population only starts decreasing or increasing after the gazelle's population did, since the lion's population is highly dependent on the gazelle as a food source. The second equation of Lotka-Volterra states that the mean values of these fluctuations remain constant over long periods of time. However, the gazelle's and lion's population growth is not just dependent on each other, but also other biotic and abiotic factors, which the second equation does not take into account. For example, due to little plant growth during the dry season, herbivores, in this case gazelles, can't reproduce as much. This has an effect as well on the lion's population since it feeds off of the gazelle. In contrast, during The rainy season carnivore population grows faster since the rainy season leads to more grass growth and therefore more reproduction of the herbivores. Additionally, the model does not take into account that other populations might have an effect on the gazelles or lions population as well. Overall, lions have to be present to create a balance, and gazelles are necessary for the lion to survive. According to this model, without lions, there would be an infinite number of gazelles which would never die.
But what happens if all predators die due to some coronavirus or whatever? It would have severe effects on its ecosystem. At first, the gazelle population would increase rapidly, but as the population increases, the risk of spreading dangerous diseases increases as well. There would also come a point at which food and water resources become scarce until they are depleted. The gazelle's population is additionally affected by its neighboring population, which are also increasing at the same time due to the absent formerly shared predators. The neighboring more dense populations might now compete for food and water resources and therefore deplete them even faster. Then, due to the high population density, the population would collapse or rapidly decrease until the ecosystem recovers, and then the cycle will repeat. The lack of resources can additionally cause stress, which could potentially lead to aggression and infertility. At the same time, density independent factors such as drought during the dry season decrease plant growth and lead to a decreasing population even though no predators are present.